Well, some motorists are filling up this evening ahead of the fuel increases that come in at midnight tonight. Both 93 and 95 octane petrol will increase by 37 cents a litre. Diesel is going up for the second month in a row, and the increase this month 71 or 72 cents a litre. Illuminating paraffin also going up by 71 cents a litre. Well, eNCA's Theodor Mashele is at a petrol station and he joins us now. Good evening, Theo. So I'm seeing some cars but not massive queues. Why not?
Well, I spoke to the petrol attendants here earlier on, Sally, and they were saying that in previous times that the petrol hike would go on, the queues would just pile up later on. So they are still expecting people to come through and fill up. But interestingly enough, the people that I've spoken to today are not only concerned about just the petrol, but just the cost of living as a whole in South Africa today. It seems like South Africans are really feeling the pinch in terms of with the food costs also rising and inflation and also just load shedding. One of the ladies that I spoke to earlier on was telling me that with load shedding and the petrol together is really a disaster, because now people are queuing in traffic on top of that, which is also consuming a lot of petrol, and that also adds into their petrol costs. But I do have a couple of motorists that I want to speak to here today and just find out how exactly they feel about this petrol increment. Say, how are you doing?
Good, and you? Are you fine?
I am good. You know that the petrol is actually increasing today at midnight.
Oh, really? Wow. Hey, this petrol increase is really affecting us, as artists as well, because now we travel a lot every weekend, different provinces. Oh my God.
Yeah. So you are saying that you are an artist, so this is that why you are being affected by this?
Yes, we are definitely affected by the petrol increase, because for example, per weekend, I have to go to Bloemfontein, I have to go to Polokwane, I have to go to Mbombela. You understand? I have to pay the person who's driving me. I have to put petrol. Sometimes you have to use 3 full tanks to go to Mbombela, Polokwane. When you look at the money, total amount of money, it's almost 5,000. So my guy, it's too much.
All right. Can I ask you about the cost of living in South Africa today? Do you find yourself having to reduce from your shopping basket because of how things are expensive?
Yes, definitely. It's really affecting us, because when I do groceries recently, it's not like 3 or 4 years before, because some of the things I have to stop buying because of the cost of living is too high. Food is expensive. Everything is just too expensive for us.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, sir. So I just thought I should just ask him also about the cost of living, because that is mainly the things that we've been hearing from most people that we speak about, that it's not only about the petrol, but also just people are really feeling the pinch when it comes to the cost of living here in South Africa. And there's another motorist here that I thought I should maybe just find out from. Sir, how are you? The petrol is increasing today at midnight. How do you feel about that? How does that affect you?
Kubi kakhulu mfowethu nje wasila emgaqweni nje kuzosiphazamisa kakhulu ngoba yonke into iyanyuka nje futhi sesizokhokha kakhulu futhi asayiboni nento esisebenzayo nje asisebenza ko Uber nje sisenkingeni.
Yeah. And you are doing in the Uber business?
Yes, I'm on board. Yes.
All right. So how about how does it affect you as an Uber driver?
Yeah, because when it's going up, then I'll not see the profit. Yeah. Then all the money will be going to petrol. Yeah. That's it.
And then earlier on, you told me about an alternative from petrol.
No, this is a car. This is a special car. This is just using a LPG gas. Yeah. It is using a LPG gas, which is alternative. It's cheaper than petrol. It's LPG. So ngiyakwazi ukuthi ngisebenzise yona instead of petrol, so izongi-affecta kakhulu, but ngoba kufanele ube khona no petrol emotweni, but with LPG it's cheap.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir. So what this guy was saying is that he's also got an alternative in his car, which is LPG gas. I believe it's like a gas tank that he's got in his car, which is an alternative from petrol. So people are really finding alternatives. Another alternative that people have been saying they're using, it seems like people are opting to go for the Uber instead of having a car. And I'm just going to ask this guy to show us in his car what kind of gas that he's using. So is this where you keep the gas?
Yeah, it's la khona le.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long this lasts you longer than petrol?
Yeah, kuyafana, but it depends how did you put, how much you put. Kuya ngokuthi ufaka ngani, but if I go hammer full tank, it's taking me more than 700 kilometers.
Wow. Okay. All right. So you would prefer this over petrol?
Yeah, it's cheaper.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
All right.
I mean, can I just say, Theo, I have to jump in, Theo.
It's the first time I actually see.
I have to jump
Yes,
in because a little earlier I spoke to Leighton Beard of the AA and I noticed that the cost of LPG gas is actually going down by R1.61 a litre. And I jokingly said, well, I don't know of any gas-powered cars. So you've taught me something new. I've quickly been Googling and you can fit a petrol car with an LPG conversion, turning it into a dual-fuel car. This is fascinating. This is why we watch news, because we learn things every day. So you've actually shown me something that I didn't know existed. And with the decrease in LPG, I wonder if it's going to become increasingly cost effective to get this conversion fitted. Totally fascinating.
Yeah. Very fascinating, Celia. I mean, it was the first time myself me seeing something like that being fitted into a car, which is why I needed to speak to this gentleman, because earlier on he told me that he's got an alternative and it's much cheaper for him to use that. And without that kind of alternative, other people are also opting for Uber. But I just thought that this is quite a fascinating addition. And he was also telling me how the prices for gas are going lower and
That's
as
right.
petrol is increasing. So it seems like people will be looking at alternatives to petrol if ever we keep on having this kind of an increase going on.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Theodor Mashele. He's at a local petrol station teaching us new things all the time. Of course, those increases in fuel, petrol and diesel coming in at midnight, but a decrease in LPG gas.